Hello, everybody. This is an impromptu reading because there's a lot going on today. We have, of course, a new moon in Libra, and there's an eclipse going on as well. I was wondering last night why I was having a hard time sleeping, and I'm sure many of you that are sensitive also picked up on that energy. So this is going to kind of be in the flow. And for those members that actually happen to be in the live chat, you can also let me know if you have some things that you're working on, some stuff that you're kind of dealing with, and perhaps I can answer some of those questions in real time. But first things first, let's just tune in. We've got two events. I really want to start with the new moon because it's happening in the sign of Libra. This is giving us a chance to create equilibrium or balance. Now, the eclipse is about change, so we're really looking at making change for the better, change to bring about balance, but let's focus first on maybe where the balance exists and where it doesn't. And for this, I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to pull a regular Celtic cross. I can get a lot of information by doing that, and I think I'll have enough for both, and then we can kind of drill into some of the eclipse energy as well. But most of us can experience the new moon. The eclipse is kind of, not everyone is seeing it, maybe not everyone is feeling it as much. So focusing first on new moon energy. Welcome everybody, close your eyes, and let's see what the universe needs to show us in this moment in time. I'll probably do an elemental portion after this, so stick around. And this will be a little faster paced than my weekend collective. I'm gonna try to keep this within about half an hour. Okay, let's see where we're at. Collectively, what's going on, and again, we'll look at specific stuff later. It's good that Libra showed up in this. Okay, and I'm not going to fully expand this all the way out because we're just looking at, again, new moon to begin. Okay, so the big energy coming in with the new moon is this. Forgiveness brings freedom. I like this. This is really inward. Forgiving yourself, giving yourself credit sometimes for doing the best that you could, even if it wasn't perfect. Hindsight is always, what is it, 2020? Like 2020 vision. We can always see things better in reverse because the path is revealed. In the moment, we're all human. We may be extraordinary beings, but we're in this experience as a human right now. Give yourself credit and give yourself a chance to learn from your quote unquote mistakes. Forgive yourself, forgive others, release the chains, and focus on what you can control in this moment in time. But I really do believe that the biggest area of forgiveness, and the one that we can all work on, everybody, is forgiving yourself for something, for a decision, for a lack of initiative, for not listening to your intuition, whatever it is. Each of us has a moment. Pick the one that feels strongest today and just say, you know what? I did the best I could. And even if I didn't, I learned a lot from it, so maybe it was a really good thing. If you can put that lens towards someone else, even better. But I'd like you to start with the lens inward, okay? Now, the center one is about receptivity. Really good energy for this new moon because you're really open to receive love, abundance, opportunity, all of that in the highest forms. But beyond all of that, it's the feeling that you deserve it. So really feeling worthy and ready. That's what I get with this. And I love that the knight is bringing it inward. He's not chasing after it. He's just saying, I'm going to slow down for a second. For those of you that lead a busy life, whether you're, you have children or a busy job, or you're just very ambitious, or you've just been constantly kind of bombarded by other things, I'd like you to slow down today, whenever you get this reading, and focus on what it is that you want to call into your life. This knight, although he has like the helm that Mercury wears, he's slowing down in this moment and allowing things to come through. This also includes love. We have the hearts on his cape here. So the Knight of Hearts or the Knight of Cups is saying, I'm also ready to receive some good things. I was talking to my producer and friend about just kind of this epiphany that I had, which was, I've had some challenges over the past couple of years, and I was thinking to myself, I'm really ready for like one of those best day ever experiences. I've had a few that have been in the flip side of the coin where it's like, that was not a good day. I'm really ready to receive something amazing, whether it's connecting with somebody or, receiving an opportunity or just everything clicking in the right way. And I think that's a great attitude to bring into October. Let's get ready for a good day. And for those of you that have had a few bad ones, I get it. I've been there too. Let's focus on bringing in the new and receiving something better. And the card that's crossing this helps you with that. Notice how there's an angel guiding you here in this moment. Temperance is usually just an angel, but in this particular card, we see spirit coming through saying you're not alone. So even if you feel like you've been like a pinball, popping around, doing this and doing that, this card is saying there is a bigger sort of design. Slow down, be present, and balance out your life. Temperance is taking the good with the bad, but also making sure that you're not sacrificing health and happiness in this moment. And if we just pull back from this, it looks like a big old Ace of Cups, the way this artist illustrated it. And that helps you kind of bring in what we're seeing with this, which is all that the universe wants to offer, all that the universe wants to bring in. So I think we can all get behind that. Making a cameo appearance on the Apollo cam is my little furry friend Apollo, wishing us all some love and light as he gets comfortable. So just like him, take a moment to grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab some water, relax, and let's look and see what else is coming through. All right, in the deep past, this is pretty good, folks. It shows me you've done the work. The King of Pentacles is a card that shows self-worth, self-appreciation, and basically that you're getting into an energy where many of you are hoping to rise up and kind of like have more abundance, more than enough. So the first thing from Spirit is to realize that you're not just enough, you're more than enough for yourself and for others. That overflowing sense of worth will help connect you to more of the same. When you're looking for someone else to fill up your cup, it doesn't work very well, and it gets frustrating, right? So I think I even saw in chat someone was feeling frustrated and disappointed. So hopefully this can help turn the tide here, knowing that you've done the work, even if you're not getting it right now, and I see that in some of these cards. The big challenge that I'm seeing in this new moon is to not overdo it, not overextend yourself. So keep reaching for the stars. I like that this particular card shows someone reaching for the stars. But it's like a cheetah outfit that this person has on. The focus here is to slow down and be really discerning and say, this, I can see why I'm doing it. It feels good. I'm making a difference. Maybe I'm getting a return energetically, but that doesn't make sense. That is just kind of draining me out. I'd like you to focus on one thing. Let's keep it simple so we don't get bogged down. One thing that's really, kind of like filling up your internal battery, and one thing that's not. And let's embrace the thing that is. Let's remove the thing that isn't. And that can be your priority for the week ahead. And when it comes to money and just general time and energy management, just less is more. Better to say no, because we see that in the near future here with the Justice reverse. But first things first, we have the world upside down. For many of you, dealing with the changes right now could be a little bit overwhelming. There might be a lot going on. As I'm doing this, many of you are students, you're going back to school. Some of you also might be newly moved into, like a new house or a new living situation, new relationship, change in status, maybe you're newly single. Whatever it is, it's a big change. It takes a moment to recalibrate and to find your zen and your balance. And so in this moment in time, just take a deep breath and take a moment to look around. It's kind of like when you're in a new environment. Before the days of GPS, we had to kind of look around and get our bearings. Okay, let's see this, let's see this. Okay, that's a landmark. How do I feel? Where do I want to go? Just do that. Slow down a little bit and look around. Put the device down. I usually take my watch off and I put my phone there and I put it on Do Not Disturb so I don't get any distractions when I do a reading, because I want to be fully present for all of you. And it's hard otherwise, It's very, very hard. Okay, so slow down, be present, look around and see what the universe has to offer you in this moment in time. Now comes the powerful card, and it makes sense. It's Libra season. We have Libra coming through, but it's justice as well. And it's basically saying there's power in using the word no. No, that's not what I want to do. No, that's not what we talked about. Or just plain no. It doesn't have to be assertive. It doesn't have to be angry. It can just be no. It's powerful in all of its uses and all of its sort of intonations. So feel free this week to use no in its various forms and to repeat it until people get the point. No means no, okay? Justice wants you to find your balance here and fight for what's right. So if you are feeling like someone has treated you unjustly, and there's an injustice, it's time to flip it around and say, you know what, this has been bothering me, or we need to talk about this, or this is what needs to happen. You're clarifying, you're balancing, you're saying no. Eventually you would be finding your sort of kind of like the fire in your belly, but this newfound direction, and I hope you can kind of embrace that. Sometimes we're taught that being assertive is bad. We use different words associated with that, but there's nothing wrong with being assertive. I feel like that's going to be really important for people to respect you and for you to find the necessary balance in this moment in time. Okay. This is great energy for any lunar event, whether it's a new or full moon, but it's basically showing that in this new moon energy, we don't have to wait. Full moon, you have to kind of like release and, do a little research, wait a little bit. New moon, it's time to take action. What it is that you are seeking is probably right within reach. What I was talking about with looking around and getting your bearings in the world card absolutely is coming through here. And I always mention with the Three of Wands, if you're only looking there or down, you're not going to see the ships coming in. So it's happening, but it's a matter of focusing on different directions, different ways in which your dreams, your goals could manifest. So be open to the possibilities. That's the lay definition of this. And it also is showing me that you in this moment are absolutely capable of manifesting in real time. It's not the dreaming of the Two of Wands. It's not the picking up of the High Priestess. It's actually just seeing. What you're looking for is there. You just have to look in a different direction. What we are seeing here in this week is increased vitality. Ace of Wands is passion, vitality. It's new ideas coming through. It's basically things starting to light up a little bit. So if there's something that you want to focus on, this is the time. Not only that, power in numbers here. Finding a better group is what I see here. So the Three of Cups is the ultimate answer, but here's your block. Let's look at the block. I talked about this card, I think, on one of the recent weekend collectives. To me, this Five of Swords comes across as unnecessarily condescending or authoritative without tuning in or empathizing. So if there's someone in your group of friends or family or coworkers that just talks without listening, makes assumptions and directs communication without at least giving you the chance to state what it is that's happened, it's not worth your time and energy. And that is someone that you can cut out with that Justice card. So for some of you, you're just you're looking for a better person to connect with. And the Three of Cups shows friends, incoming connections, mix and mingle. And also you're not alone. If there is an energy like this, other people might be able to validate this, and together you can make a change. One person's complaint might have an effect, but three definitely will. So make sure that you're not kind of having to face all of this on your own. This is also just support and taking time to have some fun. So this is a period where it's vital to enjoy life a little bit and have some fun. I like that we're ending on the Knight of Wands. So first you have to slow down to receive, then we see things picking up a little bit. Your ideas are really taking flight. And this is a time to focus on making sure that you're putting them into a written form, that you're talking with someone, you're working together. This isn't a week for procrastination, let's put it that way. You can really access a lot of movement and a lot of momentum, but it does require you just saying, all right, let's do this. This is a different period. We're in a new month. We're in the last quarter of the year. We have a couple of celestial events happening right now, which are changing things ostensibly from what I can see on this table for the better. So if not now, then when? I really like the overall energy for the new moon. We'll look at the eclipse separately. But based on what I can see here, this is really, really good. Now, because I don't want to go into an entirely different spread, what I think I'm going to do for the eclipse is 3 cards. We'll use the Sun and Moon deck because it makes sense for this. And let's see what past, present, and future energies are coming through with respect to this eclipse, okay? We'll just keep the existing spread up so that we can reference it as needed. Past, present, and future. Okay, so this is what's opening up to you with all of this. So in the past, much like I saw with the King of Pentacles, so deep past for the new moon is King of Pentacles, for the eclipse is Four of Wands. In this particular deck, it's showing completion. I mentioned here that many of you have done the work internally, so we see that. This completion, this Four of Wands, it reminds me more of the Wheel of Fortune, doesn't it, than an actual Four of Wands. So this is showing the power of partnership. Together you can get something done better. You don't have to go down this next chapter solo. So the eclipse is asking you to change your energy when it comes to cooperating, collaborating, reaching out. You don't have to do it alone. That's the first message. And also it feels like you've completed a karmic lesson when it comes to relationships. The next one is going to benefit because of that. Looking at what's coming through right here, right now, we have a reversed Hierophant. I like that this is like a really young version of the Hierophant, not an old man, but like a young child. We have a little bit of Taurus energy coming through there as well. It's saying this is a time to soften your approach, your rigidity in how things need to be done. And this is going to help you with the manifestation card. So here's how we can tie it into the new moon. We have the Three of Wands. But for the eclipse, it's saying to get to that Three of Wands, you have to think outside of the box. And it's hard sometimes to take down the walls and say, okay, well, let's try it that way. Or maybe you're right. Or maybe I could have done this differently. So rather than feeling like it's, again, a failure or, you know, that you should have seen it, you're seeing it now. That's all that matters. Also, just embracing innovation, because you did get the Knight of Wands as the final card there in the outcome. Innovation, new and exciting things, and just trying it out, not being stubborn. This is a very sort of relaxed ox or bull. He's just kind of sitting there saying, I got this. It's not a big deal. So that's going to help you as well. Softening your approach, softening your rigidity, being a little bit more open in your schedule. I love organization. I love all of that. But sometimes, like today, I was like, I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do a reading. And then I thought, all right, now's the time. And I'm going to figure out the format as we go live. Usually I'm very buttoned down. I'm not when we do these. And it's more fun because whatever needs to come through can come through. I'd like you to kind of exercise that same trust in yourself and trust in the process. Okay? And then for the near future, coming out of your shell, we have the Hermit card reversed. You've done the research. You've done the work. You have the insight. And it's time to let people to see it. It's time to show that. So show the work that you've done, and don't worry so much about how people might be, you know, sort of judging you. I want to bring the traditional card here just in a second here. The traditional Hermit card, he's always holding the star in his lantern. So whether or not you know you have the star capacity, like that card tells me, in this moment in time, it's time to shine. And it's interesting when we think of what an eclipse is. It's something's obscuring that. So there may be a person in your life that's kind of stepping in to block your shine, and all you have to do is step right back in front. So if you look closely, it's kind of hidden. You see the star in there? So this is your chance to just release the star energy and come out of the shroud of the Hermit. It's safe to be hidden. It's safe to be quiet and blend in, but I don't feel like that's actually what is being asked of you in this moment in time. Open up, liberate, free yourself, free your mind, and now I'm going to quote Invoke, and the rest will follow. For those of you that watch, you know it always goes back to a song lyric sometimes. All right, so That was cool. Now let's look at some other stuff since we've all shown up here. So I'm going to quickly look at what you guys are kind of how you've answered my poll right now. So let's see. Many of you are tired. Interesting. Like 56% of those of you that tuned in and can vote said that you're tired. So I want to help with that. Let's pull a couple cards and look at how would we kind of term this? To me, this is about like not just passion, motivation. We're going to look at motivation and vitality. So let's see what might be leading into these things. And I found this. I was trying to find it on the weekend. I'm getting a bookshelf hopefully this week so I can organize things a little bit better. All right, clear your minds for a second. And I'd like to focus on what's the block? Why are you having trouble right now? How can you find more, be more inspired and have more vitality? Okay, these are pretty positive cards here. So in the deep past here, we actually have a card that would absolutely be connected with vitality. So the Sun or the Knight of Wands is basically taking this needle and moving it forward, doing something with it. But what's happening here in the Temperance card is emotional recalibration. So when we look at this bird, you can see there's fire, but this bird is also crying. So when the emotions are tempering or dampening the fire that this card wants to bring forth, you have to deal with the emotions. So in this moment in time, I would say it's important to figure out who or what potentially is emotionally exhausting. It doesn't have to be depressing. It can just be, I think of people in my life where sometimes you have a conversation and when you're done, you have to like take a deep sigh and you're just tired. And it could be, for some of you, it could be a partner, but oftentimes it's just a coworker or a family member. If you can disconnect this week a little bit, create some separation and boundaries, that would be really good. It might also just be self-care. If you've been running yourself to the point of exhaustion, there's diminishing returns. But the emotional piece has to be dealt with. Temperance, it's the second time it came through. Typically, it's an angel, and the angel just is there to remind you to take yourself into consideration, one step at a time, 1 foot in water, 1 foot on land. Easy does it, okay? So be kind to yourself. Any level of self-care today would be absolutely the best thing that you could do. A bubble bath, a TV show, reading a book, having coffee with a friend, whatever it is. Maybe not coffee if we're looking at something, just having a meal with a friend, something like that. And then we see a return to it energetically here with the Sun. But this is also connecting with the Hermit stuff that we were talking about, getting outside into the sun. I just recently pulled this exact card for a daily. But the Sun can be taken at face value, and that is get outside, breathe some fresh air. And it doesn't matter if it's warm or cold outside, just the sun itself can be a very healing energy. Or you open your window and meditate. That's one of my favorite things to do, is just kind of like sit and you can have the sun behind you for a second and just really focus on receiving. That way it's not blinding you or anything like that. But the solar energy can definitely recharge you and it can heal you. And if you want to release something, meditating while in the sunlight can help, because you can just say goodbye, send it back to source energy, and allow yourself to be free. Okay? So I feel like that could help you out. You might just be overdue for a vacation too. The slowing down energy of Temperance is really coming through loud and clear. Okay? If it's a person in your life, it's hard sometimes. I see people mentioning partners that are difficult and people. So, I think one thing that might benefit us while I'm here in the flow is to take a look. Just checking my time. It doesn't matter. We're just having fun. I want to see if there's something that you can do to ease on some of the partnership strains. So just relationships overall, and we're going to look at it in the broadest of terms. What can you do right now? I'm just picking a deck that I want. What can you do right now to deal effectively with relationships? And we're going to do a past, present, future on that as well. Okay. I like that we have the King of Pentacles here because we saw that coming through in the deep past. And this is already, we're going to jump to that and then we'll go to the past couple, but there's lots of synchronicities. So fast forwarding to the point, which is why you guys are tuning in. This is saying in this moment in time, you're often the one who supports, right? Because King of Pentacles, just like Queen of Pentacles, can be like paternal energy, parenting people. So I wouldn't be surprised, especially for the one that was exhausted, if the person or the people that you're dealing with, you end up having to like prop them up, try to fix them, try to help them out. Take a step back and stop being parental and stop being so supportive to everyone. Remember the Knight of Cups with the cup coming towards him? It's your turn to receive. Ask for what you need. Wait for some reciprocity. And if it doesn't come, you're going to recalibrate. That's what the Six of Pentacles is about, typically showing scales, but we'll talk more in a second. First things first, karmically, this keeps coming up now. We have the Hierophant here, and this could be you or it could be the person that you're dealing with because we're looking at relationships overall. There is we talked about rigidity with the Hierophant. There's also this sense, what Spirit keeps saying is, it's like, I'm right, you're wrong. That kind of binary discussion or discourse doesn't help, doesn't inspire change, does it? So if somebody is that stuck in their ways, it probably, again, it may just be this week that you need to disconnect or unplug, but it may be a longer term thing that you want to look at. It can't just always be black and white. This person is very used to seeing things spelled out for them, the owl reading the book. And this little girl is like, but it's not always like that. Real life isn't always like that. I think that's what's so frustrating when we go to school or college or a class somewhere. A lot of times it's theory versus practice, and what made sense a year ago, a decade ago, or a century ago with the stuff that we're learning, it isn't always practical for right now. So trying to make the conversation or the dialogue a little bit more practical, a little bit more relatable could be super effective, and trying to stay open. And if the person shuts you down before you even get a chance to start, it's not worth it. So the center card is what you can do right here, right now. We have a couple of ladies spilling the tea. I do love this. It has nothing to do with the traditional Six of Pentacles. Absolutely nothing. But what we can connect with this is, I would say, communication with somebody, like spending some time with people that you love, the act of talking, that does bring balance. We also want to weigh out if it's worth saying something. Even though we're looking at Pentacles, this artist took a unique approach. So is it worth spilling the tea and saying something you shouldn't? Is it worth spending that time with someone? Or is it better to put your energy elsewhere? We're going to look at the traditional card here and then drill a little deeper before I look at any other questions. So while I'm finding it, the Six of Pentacles really is an encouragement in this moment to do far less but do it better, to withhold a little bit so that you have enough. So like for instance, if you're planning a meal for someone and you give everybody food but yourself, you're not going to be able to sustain your energy to make the next course, to sleep through the night. You got to sustain. You have to basically give yourself a portion of whatever it is that you're giving to others. So here's your traditional card. So we see a lot of outstretched hands. We see generosity, which is what this represents. We see Libra coming through, and it's basically learning how to say no without it feeling like you're rejecting someone. You can say, not today, or how about this, or why not, how about we try this instead? Finding a different form of saying no or rejecting someone so that it doesn't feel like that. And also you're choosing a path that makes sense. Saying no to one thing opens the door here. I can't do this because I've already said yes to this. So it's just honoring your contract on some levels too. So that's another way to say no, because you've already said yes. You can't say yes to everybody. And that's the big takeaway here. People pleasing needs to leave right now. It just exited the chat. Entering instead is common sense, balance, and what did I say earlier? Just being willing and ready to speak up, right? And I think as long as you're able to make smart choices, you're going to be fine. Okay? There you go. But do be mindful of what you're saying. This reminds me a little bit more of gossip. So sometimes when that tea is spilled, it leaves a stain, doesn't it? We don't want that. Speaking in metaphors here, but you got what I'm saying. All right, let me just scan chat and see if there's anything else that might benefit everybody. So let's see. Again, it was very interesting. I want to go to maybe the next. Some of you are feeling very inspired. So one thing that I might help you with right now is kind of like what to focus on at the moment. So, and then we'll maybe do a final question, and I'll keep this kind of short and simple because we can do that on these shorter videos. All right, so what should you be really focusing on right now? And then we'll do a final, like a silent question, so I can answer everybody's stuff. All right, that was a lot of cards going in all directions. Okay, what should the focus be? Single card. Hello. We have a synchronicity here again. Knight of Cups. This Knight of Cups was reversed. And so remember the very first Knight of Cups that was pulling the energy in. If you need or want something, speak it into existence. If you haven't taken care of yourself in a while, take care of yourself. If someone says, you're amazing, say thank you. Or you did a great job. Thanks, I worked really hard. You do not have to be, there doesn't have to be false modesty. Getting better at receiving a compliment, also maybe constructive criticism, just focusing on being more receptive and perceptive will be very good because this is a sensitivity card. Finding a channel for your emotions so that not everything maybe comes to the surface immediately. So again, it could be therapy, it could be a friend, it could be something creative, but finding an outlet. Athletic, I don't care. And maybe there's someone who just wants to pay you a compliment or admire who you are in this moment. It may not be mutual, but that's okay. I'm just getting that someone appreciates you. It reminds me of Pretty in Pink, where that Ducky character's like, may I admire you today or whatever. It's awkward and bizarre, but it is nice to be admired, right? And to have someone just say, you're amazing. So Spirit is admiring you and seeing that. I hope you can receive it. All right, using the same deck, I'd like to focus on one last question, and we'll kind of wrap it up. This is just a short and simple reading. So, final card. If you've never seen me before and just saw that I was live, here's how this works. I'd like you to meditate on a question, something that's bothering you, something that's not clear. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and I'm going to answer your question. All right. Oh, yeah, we'll do the elements after. As a final, after the final, so it's all good. We're doing final question first. Doesn't make sense, but go with it. All right. So the strength card came through. What I like about this strength card is, first of all, if there was something and you asked it in this way, can I do it? Do I have what it takes? Absolutely. Absolutely. The strength card embodies strength and power and the ability to stand up to even the trickiest or most savage of opponents. You can do it. Now, in this one, we actually see a melding of the energy. Normally, there is a woman that's opening the mouth of a lion. In this one, we see a lioness, part lady, part lioness, and we have a follower here in the way of a lamb. So you don't need to fight the old fights anymore. You're embodying it's an old archetype. It's an old system. So I feel like in this moment in time, there might even be a better way that you can show where it's not binary. It's both. It doesn't have to be either or. You're going to meet in the middle. You're going to use your heart. People are willing to follow because there's compassion, there's power, and there's no pointing of fingers with this, which is really refreshing. And it doesn't feel like there's domination, which is a part of the traditional card, which I always tend to not like. I'm like, that poor animal has someone controlling it. It's kind of like pantomime. So I'm going to leave you with like one card here it's like the old ABC PSA, one to grow on, one to take with you as a little bit of advice from the universe, and then we'll end with that. Okay, so what am I doing here? We are looking at an elemental breakdown, one for each grouping of signs. So let's do that, and then we'll wrap up for today, and I appreciate all of you. Okay. Fire, earth, air, and water. Okay. We're going to start off with fire signs. This is just for you. We have the sun coming through. I mentioned for those of you that were lacking vitality, this is a good time to get out there, to mix and to mingle. This is also about, on many decks, you'll see lovers on the sun card. So it's a great time to spend a moment or two with someone who inspires you, a friend, a teacher, a mentor, because the two of you together can also create that glow of energy that we see in this card. We also see movement, and the sun does represent that. It's what keeps the world moving, right? And all the planets. So don't underestimate your power and your pull or your influence on others. This is a time to really exercise that. So I definitely get energy in relationships, but also just moving the needle forward on anything that you want to right now. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, it's a very good time for you in this celestial event that we're looking at, but also in this week ahead. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Take it easy. What we're looking at this week are some punctuated highs and lows. Nine of Cups is usually a wish fulfillment card. So for some of you, I just want to say congratulations. Enjoy the moment. Whatever it is that you've been working hard to do, you earned it. Some of you may be going through a lot, though. There could be like the best day ever and then the worst day ever and then just a lot of surprise. So it's chaotic a little bit this week. Take each day as a sort of like self-enclosed story, and it doesn't have to be, don't get in your head too much. It's not saying, oh my gosh, things are going to get, now they're going to be forever this way. Tomorrow's a complete reset. So if you can take each day as a reset, it won't feel so overwhelming, and it may be very disconnected. You'll be like, wow, why is this happening today and that happened yesterday? There's just a lot going on right now. So pace yourself. It's really important not to overdo it in any capacity. Don't overwork, don't overeat, don't overdrink, don't oversleep. Moderation is your friend, and we'll leave it at that. Each day is a reset, and moderation is your friend. Thankfully, you guys are pretty grounded, so I feel like you can really embrace this energy, but I am normalizing it if you're feeling some days really, really high or low. Do whatever you need to do to come back down to earth. So meditation, exercise, eating properly, sleeping properly are going to be really important, okay? Let's move on to the air signs. Two of Pentacles, choices. You're torn between a couple of different things. You may have a difficult time this week starting the ignition or just kind of like getting something into motion. I'd like you to just pick one thing and let the other thing go. I feel like you're trying to be in too many places at once. There may be some travel that's going on right now that is also, kind of like taking your focus, or just an increased attention on the bottom line, money and time and energy. So open yourself up now to just know, because knowing and seeing it here will bring it into the real world. Just say, I've got this. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to figure it out. We're going to find the balance. It's your season here. So over the course of the next month or so, you're going to create balance. Even if it doesn't exist today, you'll create the balance. Less is more. Make a choice. Let go of something. And that's going to help you out. Water. Lots of synchronicities and a hidden card. I just felt it as I did this. But first, let's look at the presenting card, Six of Pentacles. We just talked about this. Make a choice. Say no is necessary. Balance out your time and energy, okay? The hidden card will help you, though. We have the Seven of Pentacles here, which shows growth and recovery. So, this little bit of discernment today, I wouldn't be surprised if in 1 or 2 days you see rapid returns, rapid improvement. You're like, oh, I should have done this earlier. When it comes to anything that's going on in your physical or emotional sort of energy, you may also notice a radical shift for the better this week, okay? And it's interesting that there's a lot of grounded energy here with the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. So getting a handle on your money, your time, and your energy, saying no is necessary, and then observing where and how that actually almost immediately starts to create a newfound abundance or balance. And that's everything. And that's the mini read. Sorry, that's my volume coming up here. I want to take a couple moments here just to express some gratitude. I hope you guys like this. I've been trying to do a few additional sort of like bonuses for all the members. So if you do enjoy this, let me know. And then everybody gets to watch this on replay as well. So let me take a moment just to say thanks to the members that have celebrated anniversaries or some new people that have joined here. So Leslie, Norma, and Mark, and Martina. Well, first of all, everyone up to Mark, they either joined or rejoined, so welcome. And then Martina was kind enough to gift 5 memberships. So that's super awesome. Thank you so much. If you're watching live, there's a little option that says allow gifts because I'll see a question a lot. How can I do that? Make sure you allow it. Make sure you're subscribed. And probably this upcoming weekend, I'll gift some as well. And it's random when that happens. But just hope you enjoy that. So let me see if I missed anything else. I want to make sure that I didn't. I think I got all of the members there. While I'm doing that, by the way, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing it. It's 100% free, and it helps the channel growth. And I just want to say thanks. And you can also give me a follow on social. Today, it was so impromptu that I didn't even have a chance to put it out there, but normally I announce these in advance. So I do think I got everyone. Wild Zen just joined, Stephanie, let's see, Hawa, Charlotte, and I think I got everyone else there, Norma, Tia, and Mark. So there we go. Those are all the newest. Even if you didn't join in the live stream, I see it now. If you'd like to give back with a super sticker or super chat, I'm saying thanks right now to those that have done that. So other people that have given back during the reading here, Joe Twist, Mark as well. Thank you. You joined and you gave back. I see that. And I know you've been watching a long time, so thanks. Tahoe, good to see you as well. Thank you. Colette and Koi at Play. I recognize a lot of you from the weekly collectives, so thank you for showing up here. To find out more about me, you can go to my website as well. Quick reminder, I don't offer private readings, but I do things like this here on YouTube. So this is the way to connect. Just join in a live stream. Every Sunday I do it, and usually for a celestial event, especially when there's multiple ones like today, I'll pop on. So thanks and welcome everybody. Happy October. It's a great month ahead. I can feel the energy of change and balance as we saw. And I'm going to kick off the next month of monthly sort of sign readings tomorrow. So I might reverse it like I did before because it feels like you guys appreciate that. So I just want to say thanks. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think Koi Play just gave back as well. But that's it for everybody. Wishing you all the best. I hope you have a great week ahead. Take care of yourself tonight. And in the comments when this is on replay, let me know what's going on with you, how you're feeling during the new moon and the eclipse. All right, guys, take care. Much love and light. See you soon. Bye-bye.